Row. Well, Simon Rose is from the campaign group Save Our Savers, and he's here. Thank you very much for coming in, Simon.
You're welcome.
Tell us a bit more about your protest today.
Well, the problem is that interest rates have been at this low rate for, as you say, almost 3 years. Doesn't seem to be boosting the economy at all. And anybody who is a saver or is on a fixed income or a pensioner is suffering terribly from the ravages of inflation. We protested because the Bank of England has one remit, and that is simply to keep inflation down to the government's target of 2%, and it's signally failing to do so.
What would you have the Bank of England do?
Raise interest rates and bring inflation under control.
Well, two things. What would that do to the economy? And secondly, do they actually, if they put up interest rates, would it have any effect on inflation? It's a controversial point, isn't it?
Lowering interest rates has actually increased inflation. Adding more money to the economy, as they're doing today, is going to...
Isn't it about food prices abroad that's mainly increased inflation? Energy prices?
What happens when you bring interest rates down is you lower the pound. That increased the costs of goods that are brought into the country. So it's all interconnected. There is no evidence at all that low interest rates are causing growth. In fact, we believe that raising interest rates so that inflation is not that much higher than interest rates will actually boost the economy, because people will get less depressed. If your wage rises is not keeping pace with inflation, or if you have a fixed income and you're losing money and you're saving, you're less likely to be wanting to spend money. We need consumers to go out and spend. If they're depressed, as everybody seems to be, because they're losing so much through inflation, they simply won't go out and spend. I think the Bank of England has actually got it completely the wrong way around.
If they did put up interest rates, though, it wouldn't be by much. It wouldn't make that much difference to savers who are struggling with inflation at 4.5%, would it? I mean, they're not going to put it up by 1 or 2%. That would be disastrous.
Well, I'm not sure that it would be disastrous, quite honestly. I think having interest rates at 0.5% for 3 years, a record low, that's the disaster. And the Bank of England needs to rethink. Added to which, they're not really supposed to consider what is happening in the economy. There is a legal remit for the Bank of England, and that is to keep inflation to 2%. I popped into their museum today, where they've got lots of interactive exhibits, and one of the things you can do is play with this balloon, where you've got to keep it on the 2% line. Well, it looks as if none of the members of the Monetary Policy Committee have been down there to play with it, because they're certainly not keeping it 2%.
You've got an e-petition as well going on, haven't you?
We have. If you just put Savers in the government's e-petition website, you'll come and find it.
How many people have signed up for that?
I think a couple of thousand so far. What we want to do is actually something that David Cameron suggested when he was in opposition, when he was keen on savers, and that's to abolish income tax on savings interest. Why should people be actually having to pay income tax on their savings when they're losing money, effectively? Seemed to us completely appalling.
OK, thank you very much for coming in. Simon Rose from Save Our Savers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon.